Okay.
But yeah, I agree, it is time to have it done again.
Okay.
What's that called?
They're
Well,
sacrificial
they're
anodes, or cathodes.
You can use anything. Put them on
Yeah.
long boats.
Right, and thanks with all the last problem. Seems like you're putting them on all the time, the price keeps going up, they still eat up just as fast.
Okay, Mike's got a harbor board update.
Yes, the harbor board has had one of its regularly scheduled meetings, and we're now receiving a regular report from our harbor master, and he's been summarizing the activities in the harbor, and also some of the activities regarding the repairs that have been going on to the board, the floating dock. We also, next week, we need to collect the monofilament fish line retrieval canisters that were put up. And I believe the company or group that sent them out, we return the contents to
Right.
so they can see how this works. One of them does have some fish line in it. The other one, I can't tell what's in there, and I wasn't gonna stick my hand in it. But I'll bring the canisters up here.
Update me a little bit on that, Mike. What is this all about?
As you may know, that some fishermen, the line on their reel, if it's old and coiled up, this is recreational fishing. They strip it off and just either drop it on the ground or throw it in the water.
Yeah,
And
that's
it may
cool.
cause problems
Yeah.
with other species.
Right.
And so this group set up a plastic container that is nothing more than a piece of plumbing pipe with an elbow at the top. And you're encouraged to put your stripped off monofilament line into that.
Yeah.
And,
Wow.
and report at the end of the season.
Yeah.
It's, you know, to reduce litter and also to reduce this stuff from going into the water. And
Well, I've been
causing wildlife
I've used a
problems.
lot of it through the years, right? Fishing stuff, most certainly birds, anything can catch up.
There's a lot of
Right.
things that get,
And
yeah.
usually when I strip anything all off, I cut it up
Yep.
several times before I dispose of it
Right.
well, so, hey, that's a good idea.
And another matter that the harbor board discussed was the language for the ad to notify mooring owners as to a date when their mooring fee would be due. And I believe that ad was finalized at the last harbor
Last
board
meeting, we were gonna discuss it with the selectmen.
Yep.
See how they felt about proceeding with it. Basically, you know, there was some discussion as to mapping the mooring field. You know, how do you know who's where, if somebody else is on somebody else's mooring? How do you know that?
How do you know that? That would
You know.
be as simple, John is going up and tying a boat on one of them.
Right, well,
And the fellow
actually,
that sunk that baby down then.
under the harbor board ordinance, it's one of the main responsibilities of the harbor board is to regulate the harbor. And at any given time, in an emergency, if a boat needs to go onto a mooring, it may be an insufficient anchor. And this is one of the reasons why the mooring field needs to be accurately identified to know what's at the bottom of each one of those floats. So,
What, no, you gotta enlighten me a little bit on if on
More
the
than happy
emergency to do what now, to use someone's mooring?
sure. And the other thing is with the mobile fleet that visits here during the scallop season, some of those boats are much larger than the boats that normally tie up to those.
Most of them bring their own float, bring their own mooring river.
I'm not talking about those ones, I'm talking about the ones that grab a ball out in the harbor. Yes,
Well-
I know all about the guys that
Well,
bring
if
their
they
own.
do,
but-
Mike, if they do that, it's like leaving your car in neutral and not putting it in park. I mean, I don't,
We're talking about a boat, right?
yeah, most certainly, we are talking about a boat.
Right,
So it's that boat
right.
person's responsibility to see if he wants the boat tomorrow, to make sure what he's tying on. If he does not have that capacity, he should not be on the water.
Right, well, that's all superseded by the fact that common respect is if you pull into a strange harbor and tie up to a ball, shouldn't you be looking for the harbor master?
You don't
and say,
go in, you
"Is
don't
that
go in
okay?"
and tie up to a strange ball in some other place at harbor because
Well, I
your
wish
boat
that
might
was
not
so.
be there. Well,
well-
I've been in it for a number of years in this
Yeah.
area, and I know how that stuff works. And you just don't do that at the drop of a hat. And if you are going into an area that you're unfamiliar with, 9 times out of 10 you buy an anchor. And you buy an anchor that when you plug it over the side of your boat, it is adequate and it will hold your boat if you're
Yes.
going anywhere. And no boat should be out there without one, an anchor.
That's excellent.
I don't need a fishing lesson, and I know that this was an issue just last week, so if we could,
We could,
I think it's better
Thank you.
issue described at the harbor board meeting.
and I've invited you to attend.
Well, you know, the part that gets me about that, gentlemen and ladies, is this. I try my best to make sure that I attend all these meetings of the select board, being a selectman. I can't sign up for every meeting and every different affiliation that they have that I've got to run to. I thought that the way that it worked and set up, and correct me if I'm wrong here, if there's anything with any committees that are doing anything, they come to us to see if something can get approved, whatever, because I'm pretty sure that we're the ones that allocate the money or allocate the okays on that level. No disrespect, I just try to figure out how I can make a living and attend all these other meetings, no matter how many there are.
No disrespect taken, Jim, and
Okay.
that was the other reason why I strongly urged you to get a copy of the harbor ordinance, because if you can't attend the meeting, you could at least read the ordinance at your leisure
Yeah.
and bring yourself up to speed to some of the issues, and the ordinance was accepted by the people of this town. And it's based on the fact that the harbor and the commercial pier are user-funded, and that funding is derived from the mooring fees and the crane key rentals. And that's all explained.
That's how that commercial pier
Yes.
was built.
And that's what's described in the harbor ordinance. So, John, would you please make sure that Jim receives a copy of the harbor ordinance so
Yeah.
that he can read this and then,
Well, I'm really,
and that's why I'm reporting.
how many thousands did that commercial pier cost down there? I
I
mean,
think
$25
you're
a
on the
year.
low side.
okay, let's move along.
Well, that was about the end of my,
I would love a copy email, not a print.
Yeah.
thank you.
So I don't need one because I have it. I'm good.
Harvest File updates. Sarah sent me an email and said she had some updates.
I was contacted by the Harvest Howl Committee, who in recent years has had their festival, Labor Day weekend or in that vicinity. In years past, weather has been an issue, not that weather isn't an issue any time of year. But they have decided, they are going to work with the Cobscook Bay Area Chamber, and they're gonna join forces, and they're going to they're gonna name it in coming meetings. So we don't have a name yet, but it's gonna be Labor Day weekend during the pirate invasion, probably a street fair, Renaissance fair, pirate invasion. We just have to wait and see. So it looks like the Harvest Howl will be no more, and we'll have something new next year. So everybody just, I'll keep you updated and
Great. Stay
we'll
tuned.
see what happens. I think that's a good idea because there's a lot of people in town for Labor Day, and that is kind of the last big hurrah. So,
And this year we competed with the Perry Harvest Fest and
yeah,
some others.
we did. And we
It's
had
hard to
weather
compete
issues
with.
too. It is.
People go,
Well, they don't know where to go, and, yeah,
there's
it's
only
it's
so many
difficult.
vendors in the county.
Right.
This next item is a reminder for the selectmen, there is a workshop November 2nd, next Friday at 4 p.m.
What day is November 2nd?
Next Friday.
Right.
Thank you.
Uh, Tonight before you leave, I do have copies of all the job descriptions to look at. And the other item on the agenda for the workshop is discussing on proceeding with the public works facility. So those are going to be the two main topics. It's going to be next Friday, 4 p.m. Next item we have is to sign a quitclaim deed for Jessica Guptill. She's the individual that bought map 4, lot 4, which is out on the county road right next to Wayne Young. And she came in this week and paid off the remainder of her bid.
Check for you.
I'm assuming.
Make a motion, we sign a quitclaim deed.
Second.
All in favor of signing the quitclaim?
I have a question. I know we always do a quick claim deed, but is there any reason we don't actually sign a regular deed?
A warranty deed, we don't sign a warranty deed because there could be other liens or monies owed that we don't know about. And if we did a warranty, then we would be guaranteeing that there was no other liens or holds on this property, and we can't do that.
So we'd be the ones liable if there was.
That's correct. So the person who purchased the property, in this case Jessica, it's up to her to research title and if she wants a warranty deed. Yeah. But that's a really good question. I'm glad you asked it. Do you have deed?
We do.
We do.
Just do it as a reason, I can remember.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically, when you buy property from the municipality, they're buying our interest in it.